Speech off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with my September TBR. It is 9:40 p.m. when I'm doing this. So I'm tired. I also have been suffering from major allergies due to this lovely weather and the lovely polluted air because everybody decides that fireworks are a great thing to do right now. It is also really hot, hence why I did this video now. And I had to Benadryl myself. Okay, that's how bad the allergies are. So I am slightly out of it, but this isn't going to happen unless I do it now, because the heat isn't getting any better and we're about to hit September. So yeah, let's just do this. So I'm participating in 2 readathons. I had not planned on participating in 2 readathons, but Alma from Alma's Book Journey let me know about the... What's that readathon? The Eyre of September readathon that Beth's Bookish Reviews is doing. And I love Jane Eyre. And there was, well, I'll get to it, but one of the prompts in the Back to Hogwarts readathon was to read a collection of essays or something like that, or short stories. And I'm not really that into that, but I did have a book that I wanted to read for that prompt that would be perfect with Jane Eyre. So let's just get to this. So I do have a couple of books still in progress. I'm still reading Emma by Jane Austen. I am reading it along with the Pod and Prejudice podcast. Honestly, I can only take so much of Mr. Knightley. I think I read 2 chapters a week. I don't mean to. I just kind of stop. And then I go back to it. I listen to a few chapters. Then I listen to a podcast episode, then I keep going after a long time. I didn't mean for it to take this long, but whatever, it's fine. Anyway, then I'm finishing up Becoming Sister Wives. The Surviving Sister Wives podcast is doing like a book club style. They're getting ready for Christine's new book, which comes out on Tuesday. Honestly, I would probably... shouldn't even be counting this book because I might finish it tomorrow, the 31st, before the new one comes out. But just in case. Anyway. Now we have the Back to Hogwarts readathon. This is my second year participating. This is the second year it's going on. We have Cheryl from Candlewick Library, Alma's Book Journey, Christy A. Cole, and Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles as hosts. So this year they're doing classes instead of... What was last year? It was the book titles. So there's a lot more prompts this year. I don't know if I'll participate in all of them. I'm going to try because a lot of the books I have go with prompts, so... And some of them I had to work to find. Anyway. So, first one is Astronomy, a sci-fi book, a book about space, or a book with stars on the cover. And I picked The Last Stars in the Sky by Kate Hewitt. I've been wanting to read this one forever. It's a series. It's the Lost Lake series. It's the first book in the series, so I guess this works for Krista from Books and Jams' series September. I'm going to be reading a lot of books in series this month. Not on purpose, it's just kind of how it happened, so cool. Anyway, essentially this one is about a family who the husband lost all their money and they had to move to this cottage. Or Daniel, the husband, lost them their home, and so they have to move to this cottage, and I'm not really sure what happens, but it sounds like it's a series because the second book is already out and I haven't read the first one. And it's got the word stars, so we're going with it. Number 2, charms. Read a book that has a charming character or a cover that has charmed you. I'm in the middle of the Emma M. Lyon series. I've read volumes 1 and 2. They just came out on audio, which I was shocked about. I did not know. So that was a curveball for this month I did not see coming. I'm currently listening to volume 3 right now, which is the one that just came out this week. 4 and 5 are coming out next month, so that's what I'm going to be reading. And I find Emma very charming. So I've been hearing about this forever. Jen from Jen's Reading Life has been doing a readathon or like a read along for the past. My Apple TV's talking. She's been doing like a group read of it. Now that I'm reading the books, I have to go listen to her lives because, yeah. Anyway, so a lot of people are reading those. Like I said, she's doing her thing, and then I've been hearing about them for Epistolary January from Anne from In Search of Wonder. And Chantel also talked about them too, so yeah. Then we have Anne's House of Dreams and Anne of Ingleside. I don't know if I'm going to get to these. Honestly, once I finish Anne of Windy Poplars, I just lost my interest in Anne. Maybe I'll get to them like in November when they do like a Lucy Maud Montgomery month or something every year. So maybe, I'm not guaranteeing I'll get to those. I just lost my steam. I could also do the Chronicles of Avonlea for short stories, maybe, for that other prompt, but we'll see. Number 3, Defense Against the Dark Arts. Read a book about training for war, good versus evil, or spiritual warfare. This is so dumb. I was like frantically looking for a book that had actual war because I just finished one and I was like, rats. Like most of my World War II books don't have war. Like, you know, where people are fighting. It's all about like resistance and hiding Jewish children and stuff, which is my favorite kind of war books. But anyway, Alma actually said that she was reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm like, duh, this is a Harry Potter readathon. Any Harry Potter book will do for this, you dummy, meaning me. So yeah, I was gonna start Prisoner of Azkaban last year, but I kind of want to go back. I love the first 2, so I'm probably gonna read the first 4. Those are the ones that I own that Stephen Fry narrates. I've been buying those from Audible since they came out. I haven't bought the last 3 because I haven't gotten to them, and I need to read the ones that I already have. So I'll probably skim through 1 and 2 and then really read through book 3 and 4. You know, I'm going to go to the good parts that I actually enjoy from 1 and 2. Really, the first book, I skip all the way to till Harry goes to Diagon Alley, where the magic starts. I've read that book enough where I don't need to read the first 3 chapters. Anyway, so that'll get me through pretty quickly. Then we have number 4 is Herbology. Read a book with plants on the cover or title. And I have The Fall of Marigolds by Susan Meisner. I heard about this one from Mitzi Reads and Writes, but apparently Alma and Anne from In Search of Wonder are buddy reading this, so yeah, guess I'm also reading this. Not necessarily on your schedule, but you know. I try to read books about September 11th around, September 11th. September. And this one has some ties to it. I'll read the description. A beautiful scarf passed down through the generations connects 2 women who learn that the weight of the world is made bearable by the love we give away. September 1911. On Ellis Island in New York Harbor, Nurse Clara Wood cannot face returning to Manhattan, where the man she loved fell to his death in the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. Then, while caring for a fevered immigrant whose own loss mirrors hers, she becomes intrigued by a name embroidered onto the scarf he carries and finds herself caught in a dilemma that compels her to confront the truth about the assumption she's made. Will what she learns devastate her or free her? September 2011. On Manhattan's Upper West Side, widow Taryn Michaels has convinced herself that she is living fully, working in a charming specialty fabric store and raising her daughter alone. Then a long-lost photograph appears in a national magazine and she is forced to relive the terrible day her husband died in the collapse of the World Trade Towers. The same day, a stranger reached out and saved her. Will a chance reconnection and a century-old scarf open Taryn's eyes to the larger forces at work in her life? I don't know. Sounds interesting. And it has marigolds, so. Number 5, History of Magic, historical fiction. I mean, historical fiction, you don't have to twist my arm to read historical fiction. It's practically all I read. Not really, but if I could live off historical fiction, I probably would. I'm hoping to read From the Valley We Rise by Elizabeth Musser. Honestly, everybody's been talking about this one. Book lover Amanda and Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails just reviewed it. So, in the heart of war-torn France, Isabelle, I don't know how to say this name, Suave's Resolve. Wow. Is tested after her father sacrifices his life to protect her involvement in the French resistance. Heartbroken, Isabelle becomes more dedicated to hiding Jewish children in and near the village of Sisteron, despite the growing danger when she discovers a traitor within the resistance ranks. I mean, that's enough for me, so I'll stop there. Number 6, Potions, a book that is a collection of essays, poems, or short stories. Like I said, I could read Chronicles of Avonlea, but the book that made me decide to participate in the Jane Eyre readathon is this one, Praying with Jane Eyre, Reflections on Reading as a Sacred Practice by Vanessa Zoltan. I don't know what this exactly means. I listened to her podcast when the last time I read Jane Eyre, I read it listening along to her podcast. It was called Hot and Bothered. They analyzed the whole book. They read that and then they read Pride and Prejudice. I read Jane Eyre before that, but it was fun. And she was in the process of writing this book at the time, Praying with Jane Eyre. She's an atheist, so I'm not really sure what this means. Just probably essays on, I don't know, Jane Eyre and analyzing her book. I don't know, but it sounds like a good one to read while reading Jane Eyre. And yeah, it was on sale last year, so I bought it, and I've had it to read at some point. So, yeah. Number 7, Transfiguration. Read a book that has a transformation taking place or is in translation. I decided to use Jane Eyre for that. I mean, how more transformed can you get? She starts off as an orphan and ends up, well, if you know, you know. Number 8, Ancient Runes. Read a book with a puzzle or mystery to solve. I have to finish the Kate Burkholder books. Book 17 just came on hold from, my hold came through for it, and I accidentally clicked borrow instead of suspend. So I have to read it now, because otherwise I'm going to be waiting forever. And I still have to read book 16. So we have The Burning and Rage is book 17. The Burning is book 16. So they're Amish Mysteries by Linda Castillo. So that takes care of that. And I'll finish that series, or catch up to current day. Number 9, Arithmancy, a book that is part of a series or has a number in the title or has math in it. Honestly, a lot of my books are series this month, so, but you're not supposed to double up, so whatever. I'm going to be rereading In This Moment by Gabrielle Meyer. She's doing like a reread of her books in preparation for book 6, and we just read When the Day Comes, and she has like a discussion posts on her Facebook group, and so I'm having fun rereading them. So this month she's doing 2, In This Moment, and then I'm going to read the third one for a different prompt, but yeah. And then I'm also reading another series by Jenny Colgan. So the second book in the series is called The Endless Beach. I forgot what the series is called, but it's about a girl who starts a bakery, I think? In like a little village in Scotland. Island of Moor, I think the series is called. I love the first book. The only reason I'm even reading them is because I accidentally bought, well, it wasn't an accident. I bought the Christmas books in that series, but I didn't know it was a series, and then I realized that the first couple of books takes place in the summer and fall, and I wasn't in the mood to read a summer book at Christmas. So I put it on hold. So I'm trying to read the books seasonally so I can read the Christmas ones in December. My gosh, I have a long explanation for why I'm reading things. Number 10, Care of Magical Creatures. Read a book with a dragon or other magical creature. I want to read Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. There's lots of magical creatures in this series. Although, again, you could read Harry Potter, too. I am rereading the series because book 4 came out. I read Nevermore this month, August. I honestly do not remember a lot of what happened in the earlier books because she took so long to write book 4, so it's a reread. A lot of these are rereads. Then we have divination. Read a book that you predict will be a 5-star read. I have to put up historical fiction. A Picture of Hope by Liz Tolsma. I did not get to this one this month. I wanted to. A photojournalist risks her life to save children. Full of intrigue, adventure, and romance. Okay. Journalist Nellie Wilkerson has spent the bulk of the war in London photographing pilots taking off and landing, and she's bored. She jumps at the chance to go to France, where the Allied forces recently landed. She enlists John Paul Breslau of the French underground to take her to the front line. On the journey, they come upon an orphanage where nuns shelter children with disabilities. Can they help them before the Nazis come to liquidate it? I mean, you know this is my kind of book. Number 12, Muggle Studies. Any book that is a nonfiction. Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom by Christine Brown. Coming out on Tuesday. I mean, this is the first book I'm going to read. I'm going to wake up in the morning and read this book because I'm obsessed with the TV show. And I've seen headlines. She's burning TLC to the ground with what she's writing in this book. Like, yikes. She went places, from what I've seen in headlines, that I never thought that woman would go. I mean, whoa. Anyway, there's that. Number 13, Flying Lessons, a book that includes air travel. That one is For a Lifetime by Gabrielle Meyer. That one has... both of the twins in this book are flying airplanes with a pilot in early... was it World War I, I think. Number 14, Alchemy. Read a gold book. This one I honestly had a difficult time with. This is a complete, like, reach, probably. The Princess Pact, The Four Kingdoms, number 3 by Melanie Sellier. This is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, but these are, like, really loose retellings, so I don't know if there's any gold in it or on the cover. So, Lindsay, you tell me, please, because if not, give me a nice Rumpelstiltskin retelling with some gold. Maybe I'll read Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know. I don't know any books with gold. So, we're going with that for now. Number 15, Use a Time Turner, a book that involves time travel. This is perfect because this comes out toward the end of the month. Time for You by Elizabeth Davis. I heard about it from Chloe from Always Book. This is coming out on September 23rd. What happens when a 21st century woman falls for a 19th century man? It's up to destiny. Okay, Daphne Griffin is a first-year Minnesota resident in emergency medicine when she rides her bike into a man who appears out of thin air. Physically, he's fine. Confused? Very. He claims he's Henry MacDonald from Edinburgh, Scotland, 1885. I mean, this is Outlander, but backwards. And I'm into it. I always wanted to know what would happen if Jamie Fraser came to our time. And this is as close as I'm going to get, so gimme. So, yeah. That is everything for the Potter Readathon. Now we're going to go to the Eyre of September Readathon. I'm not going to do every prompt, because some of them I'm not really that into, and I have a lot of books already. So the first one is read Jane Eyre. I'm going to do that. Number 2, read a book with a wicked stepmother vibe. And I decided to read Callie and the Pumpkin Seed, a Cinderella retelling by Sarah Baran. I heard about this one from Lindsay from Books for Christian Girls. I mean, it's a Cinderella retelling, so I assume there's a stepmother here. She's a baker struggling to support her stepfamily. He's a prince running from the biggest decision of his life. Can their friendship result in something sweet, or is it a recipe for disaster? I mean, I don't know. Why not? It's short. Number 3, read a book set in a boarding school. Harry Potter series. Crossover. Done. Number 4, read a book with mental health representation. I don't know if I'm reaching, but this is the other 9/11 book that I'm going to read. It's a middle grade. It's called Ground Zero by Alan Gratz. I heard about this one from the Book Delight podcast. They're currently on hiatus. It's September 11th, 2001. Brandon, a 9-year-old boy, goes to work for the day with his dad at the World Trade Center in New York City. When 2 planes hit the towers, Brandon and his father are trapped inside a fiery nightmare as terror and confusion swirl around them. Can they escape, and what will the world be like when they do? In present-day Afghanistan, Rashvina is an 11-year-old girl who is used to growing up in the shadow of war, but she has dreams of peace and unity. When she ends up harboring a wounded young American soldier, she and her entire family are put in short and mortal danger. But Rashvina also learns something surprising about the roots of this endless war. I mean, I figure there's some trauma in here. Maybe. I don't know if there's any mental health representation, but he definitely doesn't shy away from gritty, so we'll see. I'll look for something else if not. Honestly, I can also count Sister Wife because Christine went through depression and she was pretty open about it on the show, so I'm assuming she's going to be very open about it in her memoir, so. Either way. Number 6. Read a book set in a country estate. The Heiress of Winterwood is one of them that I recently put on my TBR by Sarah E. Ladd. I heard about this one from Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. Pride goes before the fall, but what comes after? Darbury, England, 1814. Amelia Barrett, heiress to an ancestral estate nestled in English moors, defies family expectations and promises to raise her dying friend's infant baby. She'll risk everything to keep her word, even to the point of proposing to the child's father, Graham, a sea captain she's never met. I don't know if she's going to stay on the estate. I'm assuming not. But the word estate is there, so I'm going with it because I want to read it. Tragedy strikes when a child vanishes with little more than a sketchy ransom note hinting to her whereabouts. Fear for the child's safety drives Amelia and Graham to test the boundaries of their love for this infant. I mean, gimme. Number 7. Read a book with a nanny or governess. I have The Silent Governess by Julie Clausen. This one actually does take place on an estate, so yeah, maybe I'll double it if I don't have time. But it works for both. Believing herself guilty of a crime, Olivia Keene flees her home, eventually stumbling upon a grand estate where an elaborate celebration is in progress. But all is not as joyous as it seems. Lord Bradley has just learned a terrible secret, when, if exposed, will change his life forever. When he glimpses a figure on the grounds, he fears a spy or thief has overheard his devastating news. He is stunned to discover the intruder is a scrap of a woman with her throat badly injured. Fearing she will spread his secret, he gives the girl a post and confines her to his estate. As Olivia and Lord Bradley's secrets catch up with them, will their hidden past ruin their hope of finding love? It can also work for romance. Read a book about best friends or romance. I'm putting Voyager by Diana Gabaldon. I mean, it's a romance, time travel. That's the newest Outlander book that's narrated by Kristen Atherton that just came out this month. I'm re-listening to them because of the new narrator. I listened to the second one in July, so every 2 months there's a new one. Or every 2 months or so. So, yeah, Voyager is the next one. A reread. Number 9, read a book with red on the cover or title. I don't know what to do with that. I don't have any red titles. So, yeah. That's all I got. And I'm not doing the bonus prompts because I don't even know how I'm going to get through these books. So, and I'm a weirdo who changes her mind on books she plans to read too. So, yeah. Plus, the Harry Potter books are long. And Jane Eyre. And Voyager. I mean, I'm committing to some chunkers. Yeah, they're rereads, so I can read them at, 1.5, 2 times speed. But still, they're chunkers. Anyway. Oh yeah, and the Nevermore books are chunkers too. I'm reading a lot of fantasy this month. Clearly. So yeah, that is my September TBR. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Stop recording video.